Hello again. So I think I should start this video with what I usually say, which is I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a game developer. I make these videos when I have something to say, kind of in general, to shout at the void. Um, Mostly about game dev. This one is definitely all about game dev. It's not entertaining, it's more like a talk, like a live talk, where I try not to do many takes and I just kind of talk at the microphone or talk to you guys about my experience in game dev or anything I want to say, really. For the sake of credibility, I've released 4 games on Steam, all reviewed pretty well. It's my full-time job and has been for over 5 years now. I go by Nine Finger Games, so if you want to see that, you can just search it on Steam. So, I got an email, and it's a similar email or message that I get I've got quite a few times now. And I also see posts on Reddit and comments on YouTube that have the similar kind of, they're all saying the same thing in a different way. So I wrote a reply to this email and then ended up deleting it because I realized I wasn't really responding to that one individual. I was responding to the group of people in my head who have the same kind of idea or ask the same question. So I deleted it and sent a more personal email, but this video is kind of what I wanted to say to everyone. So it's usually from people who are just starting to learn game dev and are struggling to make the first things in a game, like a simple like hello world script or something like that. And they've realized that they're losing motivation or they're not enjoying it or not getting anywhere. So they've reached out for advice. And I get it, it's hard to learn a new skill, and I think coding is one of those skills that's kind of hard as like an initial hurdle to get your head around how a computer understands stuff. That's like a not human thing to understand, but once you get past that hurdle, it does get a bit easier. But kind of the crux of this video and what I really wanted to say was, you don't have to be a game dev. If you're not enjoying the process of learning how to make a game or learning how to code, and it's a hobby, then you don't need to. Find the hobby you do enjoy. That's kind of the crux of this whole video. If you don't enjoy the process of learning game dev, or learning any skill really, if it's a hobby, then there's no real reason to just grind at it constantly until you get good if you're not enjoying it. I believe that game dev should be a hobby first and foremost before anything else. It's literally an art form, like any other art form. You should enjoy the process of learning it, because that learning process will never stop. You can always get better, you can always do things in a better way. Everything new you want to do in a game is going to be a new skill set you have to learn. And if you don't enjoy that process of learning, then why are you doing it? Nobody picks up a paintbrush, realizes they don't enjoy painting, and then grinds for thousands of hours just so they can call themselves a painter. But it feels like in game development, people kind of have that idea to be like, instead of thinking, I'm going to learn how to paint, they're thinking, I'm going to make a game, I'm going to release a game, or I'm going to make an amazing, massive painting. No, you just want to learn how to paint, you just want to learn how to code, you just want to learn how to 3D model. That should be your focus. It should be fun to learn because it's a hobby. Now, of course, you don't have to enjoy every single aspect of making a game, because there are so many different disciplines that you can learn. Motivation also dips and goes up and down all the time, so you don't have to enjoy it 100% of the time. But if you've just started out and you've just started coding, or you've just started learning how to paint or 3D model or anything like that, and you've realized you don't enjoy it, just give up. It's fine. Do something else. And then there might be another thing that I think might be contributing to this, and that's just the sheer amount of information and advice about game dev that's so easily accessible online, where you can go down this rabbit hole and you just get completely overwhelmed about questions that pop up, like what engine should I use, what kind of game should I make, how do I market this game, what's a wish list. But that's the equivalent of picking up a paintbrush and then being like, how do I get my painting into a gallery? You shouldn't be thinking about that yet. Just have fun with the learning while learning the process of making a game. Worry about all the business stuff and the marketing stuff and all that shit later, because that's in the future. You haven't got to worry about that yet. So all these questions pop up before they've even discovered if they enjoy doing the thing. And then they get overwhelmed and they get to the point where like they're more focused on the big picture on the long-term goals rather than just making the thing or having fun. And then I think there's one more aspect that contributes to this way of thinking, and it's the more Sidious version, which I think many people in game dev see how much money is in game dev, like how much money you could potentially make. So they're not doing it for the love of making a game. They're doing it with the intention to make a career out of it straight away. And I think that's definitely the wrong way to look at it. 99% of people aren't going to make any money in game dev. And then when you do make money, it's unlikely going to make enough money to make it your full-time job. That's just, unfortunately, the facts. And honestly, I think I prefer it that way, which sounds terrible, but let me explain. If your first game and your first intention when making a game is to monetize it and to make it something that other people will buy, right off the bat, what you're doing is you're changing the way you're thinking about it to be how you can sell it, how are other people going to enjoy it? Are other people going to like this color of blue when I'm making the character? Do other people like the theme? Do other people like the world? Would other people resonate with it? And then you're not making it for yourself anymore, you're making it for everyone else. And I think that, for me, would ruin the process of learning how to do something. If I'm not making what I want to make, I'm making what other people will probably like. Now, don't get me wrong, down the line, what other people will enjoy definitely has an impact on what I make because it's my career now. But before it was my career, I didn't care. I made a Pengu game, where you just did it in the rhythm of the Pengu theme tune. Like, that was just fun for me to make. No one was ever going to buy that. I wasn't even going to release it. I did it because it was fun. And I could share it with my friends and they would laugh. So, to sum things up, I guess, is what I'm saying is if you're getting into game dev, just focus on the small things, enjoy the process of learning, and don't put so much pressure on yourself to be successful. Just have fun with it. And if you have fun with it, continue having fun with it until you've made a game. If you're not having fun with it, straight off the bat, maybe try it a little bit longer to see if it's just getting past that first hurdle. But if you've done it for a few months and you're still not enjoying it, give up. It's fine. Find something else. Learn how to skateboard. I don't know.